All right, so in this video, we're talking about the triangle sum theorem, which isn't exactly new knowledge, but might as well talk about it. So if you remember, if you have a triangle, the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a triangle are 180 degrees. So if you took all the angles in here, adding them up, it's got to equal 180 degrees. Otherwise, it's not a triangle. Okay, so applying this theorem, we might be asked to find missing angles. So this is pretty simple. So if we look on the one on the left, you got two angles in here, and we've got to figure out what the third one is. So you got to figure out how many degrees you already have accounted for. So you're at 78 plus 31 is 109. So subtracting this from 180, brings this to 71 degrees. So measure of angle 1 has to be 71 degrees. Let me put an equal sign in there. A little bit sloppy. Okay, so then the one on the right, if you look at it, you see it's a right triangle. We got a right angle, and so reviewing on right angles are 90 degrees. So if you think about it, if the sum of all the angles is 180, and we already know that this one is 90, if you already subtract it from 180, we know that these two angles over here have to also together equal 90 degrees. So if you have a right angle, then you just subtract your other angle from 90, and you can find it the exact same way. This ends up being 52 degrees. You could do it the exact same way that we just did. You could add 90 plus 38, and that works, and then subtract it from 180. That works perfectly as well. So then you might have to create some equations. And so if we look at it, we're going to use the triangle sum theorem. So as always, all these angles equal 180 degrees. And we've got to figure out what x is. So we still take the idea of the sum. We add up all the angles. So we would add 3x plus 2x plus 90. Combining like terms turns this into 5x plus 90. Subtracting 90 from both sides gets you 5x is equal to 90. So finishing this out, 90 divided by 5 is 18. So x would have to be equal to 18. And then if it asked you for the angle, you would just do 3 times 18, which is 54 degrees, 2 times 18, which is 36 degrees. And so if you add 54 plus 36 plus 90, you should get 180. On the next one, still the same idea. We take 11x minus 2 plus 6x plus 7. And then since I already have a right triangle, I know like my first step was subtracting 90 from both sides. Let's just say I know that these two angles together have to equal 90. Let's make it a little bit easier for ourselves. So combining like terms, our parentheses really aren't doing much. We have 11x and then a positive 6x. That turns into 17x. You have a minus 2 plus positive 7. That brings you to 5. And I'm running out of space here at the bottom. If you subtract 5 from both sides, you get 85. The left side is still 17x. And so dividing 85 by 17 I believe this is equal to 5. So 35, yep. So x in this case is equal to 5.